Well, in just 2 days, people in the Portland area will gather for International Workers' Day, otherwise known as May Day. Right now, several protests and direct action marches are planned for May 1st.
Well, of course, this all comes after more than a year of protests, riots, destruction, and social unrest in the city. While there may be well-intentioned attempts at shining a light on social injustices, business owners and many people in Portland have grown frustrated with the destruction and ongoing violence.
Dr. Dina Jolka, chair of psychological services at the University of Portland, joins us live to talk about the psychology of what got us here and how we can move past it. Thanks for being here with us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So why is it that Portland does seem to be this hub for these protests?
Well, with most protests, they they come from two origins, either a movement of crisis, so a reaction to an event, or a movement of conscience. And it seems this past year, and also with the pandemic as a contributing factor, that we've had both come together. Also, Portland is a very tolerant city, a city committed to social justice. So in identifying the injustices that have been going on for years, I think people are activated and had the time during the pandemic to maybe take a step back and actually look at what's important in their lives, as well as, multiple people lost their jobs or were furloughed, so having more time. And then looking at the world through our devices and seeing events. So we're actually collective witnesses to some of the brutality and injustice. So those protests have gone on throughout the country and even the world. In Portland, it seems there is a small group of people who have used these mostly peaceful protests as a mask to then destroy businesses, often people of color, small owned businesses themselves. And so it does seem to be a relatively small number of individuals, but they use the general mask of people in the streets as a cover for their behaviors.
So what's the logic behind that? Because I think a lot of people can understand, and many people supported, some of the widespread protesting that we saw last summer, this push for different social injustices. But I think people are having a harder time understanding why groups would want to destroy their own communities.
Absolutely. And so for the first time last year, we saw, in terms of the American population, about 75% support these protests, which is higher than even 10 years ago, where we were about 50%. In Portland, it's even higher. However, you're absolutely right. People do not support the destruction. And a lot of these groups are, based on chaos and knocking things down, and simply destroying for that. I don't think there is really a true political reason. I've read multiple firsthand accounts of this, and for some it is, the opportunity to be a part of something. For some of them, it's more party oriented at night, and then also, we are in a pretty tolerant community where things weren't knocked down right away. I think that we allowed certain behaviors or have a tentativeness in dealing with these individuals, at least until recently. And it's completely understandable that businesses are frustrated and feel under threat, or that people who want to eat outside at a restaurant are really being careful about what they choose.
Yeah. If you're driving downtown, it's just a different place than it was even 6 months ago. What is it going to take to move past this?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think there has to be collective effort, just like there has been collective effort with showing support for social justice, getting back out in our communities. There has to be a cleanup. Psychological research shows that in communities where there is a lot of litter or trash, it allows for other behaviors to continue as well. So rather than, keeping a pristine environment and so on. So I think there are some of those basic, not fun, but those types of solutions. And then citizens, sort of the silent majority who are not, for this destruction, have to step up and come together And rather than, having this idea of moving out, or the anxiety that they're feeling, taking a step in and using collective action as a powerful tool.
Well, I like that approach. Maybe some May Day cleanups are in order for anyone who is hoping to send the message that they don't want to see this direction continue. Dr. Dina Julka, Chair of Psychological Services at UP, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
All right, want to get a look right now at some of our other top headlines this morning.
Ken Body joins
Thank
us with
you.
new video of another deadly police shooting in